So here we go. It's gonna be second game with the same teams. The gods are gonna be same, so therefore double randoms, and then Poseidon with Oranos. So let's see what this time is going to be happening. As far as choosing of the map, it's gonna be Marsh. Brickhead is gonna be having another Norse, and this time Rodok is gonna be playing Zeus, so he's getting quite good civilizations in there. And to be honest, Brickhead is getting good civilizations as well, as he is good with Norse, obviously. These are his main gods, so don't think he's gonna be all that disappointed. But well, with Odin, let's see if he's gonna be getting enough piggies here. He already is, he's gonna be casting it about there. Yeah, for extra piggies and for everything extra that he could be getting out of that. But he's apparently gonna be spending plenty of time on all the back hunt. So therefore, yet again, embarking on the problematic situation where he's gonna be... where when he's gonna be trying to go into secondary hunt that is not exactly that safe, it's already gonna be classical age and he's gonna be already getting raided. Quite probably by Age of Titans again more. Yeah, well, because he's on his side quite obviously. So let's see if he's gonna be able to use it properly, or maybe if he's gonna be paying for that. So right now, Briscoe World Eater is gonna be at the back with the granary already. And did he already cast the lure? No, he didn't. He's gonna be waiting for a bit later to cast it, for example, next to the TC I'm expecting, once he's gonna be finishing with some kind of start in hand. Another hand. Start in hunt. Similar word, but something completely different. Otherwise, the front TCs don't seem to be really that badly positioned for either player. I'm definitely gonna be curious what's happening here. If like this is just gonna be somehow continuing, or if this is a bit of a peninsula, and therefore there's gonna be water all the way to the edge of the map. So therefore this is gonna be completely cut off. Because if so, then this TC is quite nicely positioned for map control. And considering that his allies, Age of Titans, is gonna be right next to it. This is really good combination and really kind of nice fortress for them in the middle of the map. As lure is gonna be cast already right next to the TC as we expected, as he already is basically destroying all the deers. So that they cannot be lured away, and just making sure there's not gonna be any kind of shenanigan like that. And also in the meantime gathering as many piggies as he potentially can all across the map. And it's obviously something that Greeks are very good at. In the meantime, we can be checking Kopesh of Horus. That's gonna be better hero damage versus Smith units, rather useful relic all around. And yep, this is actually gonna be a bit of a funny shape, let's say, altogether on the minimap. And it's gonna be coming all the way around, which of course could be making for a bit of fun, because that means that those two settlements are gonna be in water range. So imagine, like for example, dog here, or even here, and going all across around, and then basically abusing the enemy TC. That certainly is going to be an opportunity that might be taken by the players, as there are going to be some extra relics for better Toxotai and whatever. Hit points for all the throwing axemen and archers and stuff. As that, this is actually, yeah, faster myth unit recharge time for the special attack. It's kind of nice as well and could be helpful, especially for some kind of mythical units like maybe piggies, which we are, I don't think, gonna be seeing here, because you don't have the correct gods there, but maybe for something different it could be useful. As obviously, for example, for chimeras, that could be a good one. Better village hit points gonna be saving the villages on raiding, and better hoplite spearman and whatever hack attack, also kinda nice. So really good relics all around, and definitely worth it for the players to be taking them, as the last one that we so far see is better infantry attack versus Titans, which might be coming into play as well, and would be definitely nice for the Odin with Ragnarok, as that would be making them way too strong against a Titan. Rodok gonna be just having a bit of a look at the back, just basically right now discovering that this is really gonna be discreetly divided from the opponent land, so therefore it's not gonna be all that easy to get through, and it's gonna be meaning that also this TC is gonna be fairly important defensively, as he's apparently luring the water buffalo there. So just a bit of a wall in there, maybe even somewhere to the bottom, and this is gonna be a very good choke point for him to defend. The same as somewhere at the bottom. You're gonna be looking at, of course, the Raven here, just having a bit of a look at where potentially the opponents could be going. So for some kind of like raiding a bit later, because that's certainly gonna be available, as the gold is quite sweetly positioned together with all of that deer. And just right now looking into the chat, so Chaos, do you actually want to get rid of him? I probably will, because he's just kinda annoying there, and I remember that it's not really the first time, so unless it's some kind of like really weird banter between you two, which I will be asking you to stop anyway, yeah, there's not really any kind of need for anything and anybody like that, as there is already gonna be Bolt. Actually quite a nice idea, because it's gonna be stopping the raiding right off the bat in there. So goodbye, you useless person here, as you're gonna be just banned altogether. So goodbye. And we are gonna be just continuing, of course, with the scouting also on the back TC, so that he potentially sees if maybe there was some kind of idea for him to go also for the secondary TC yet again for Archaic one. Apparently doesn't seem so all that much. As Big Balance Statue is gonna be coming here, and was it from the Herseer? Potentially could have been, because right now Age of Titans is exactly saying that, yeah, he did bring some kind of relic, and it's gonna be for better Murmil Hecate, and that's actually pretty bad. That's actually pretty bad if it really happened from Brickhead, because that's gonna be inevitably meaning that, yeah, those Ulfsarks are not gonna be that nicely welcomed by all the guys from the other side, and oh damn, that really could be a problem for him. Anyway, let's go back to the top, where Rodok is gonna be already establishing himself in front of the front TC. Very interesting indeed, as we are looking at the military academy and also archer range for the Zeus. Very good combination, but is it gonna be enough against the Poseidon? I don't exactly think so. He probably could be taken a bit more carefully, like going for the second TC or stuff like that, as Pisco is gonna be having the fast myth unit special attack recharge time, but otherwise he just doesn't have any kind of army yet. And is he already having at least the stables? Yes, he is. And it's gonna be 2 of those, and oh, would you look at that? You can see full-on efficiency on the hippos. He doesn't want to be walking from here all the way there and stuff like that, so it's kinda nice. We have already seen him in the last game actually doing something similar, as he was trying to push the deer and the elks right next to Granary, so really good to be seeing the player thinking about the game that much, as you're gonna be watching right about now. Blue going for a full-on raiding on the hunters there, but with the Murmilos already being heroed, it's probably not gonna be all that easy, and yeah, he can just stand there with all that many hit points that they do have, and 30% melee armor. That's gonna be resulting into pretty bad battle for Brickhead, especially with the shockwave already being cast on them just now. So Shaftmine for Pisco, that's reasonably early. 6 minutes and 19 and getting shaft mine already. Okay, so maybe somebody is actually learning and watching, or was watching yesterday when Daud and Tatok were going for so early economical upgrades. That really seems to be their theme, as it's something that you do in Age of Empires 2. So they're basically introducing it into AOM, and it's working reasonably well, to be honest. It's not really that such a bad idea, as it of course helps them get all the upgrades quite a bit faster. So in certain types of play, it definitely does work very well indeed, and much better than many players would be actually thinking. So let's see if Pisco is gonna be following through with it altogether. So here we go. This is gonna be even supported by 2 archer ranges, because he of course needs to be defending against the hoplites from the opponent. So that definitely makes sense for him, but I'm kinda waiting if maybe he could be getting at least like the towers. So far it doesn't seem so, as there's gonna be a bit of raiding by Brickhead, who's gonna be getting exactly into the sweet spot on all the hunters. Oh man, not only are they stopping, not going and shift clicking onto the water buffalo, they are in a very horrible situation right now. And can he block it? Can he block it? Ah, he cannot. He was just having too many Ulfsarks in there. He just couldn't build it. That was definitely a great idea, because there is a complete and utter blockage here. Astrodok is gonna be forced to be even using the restoration to save villages. Damn. Now that's certainly something that he didn't want to do. A very good raid here. Quite effective, getting rid of such a powerful god power. So that's exactly right now. Brickhead even doesn't need to follow through anymore. He just needs to be running away and saving the villages, because that was really quite important for him. Right now getting the upgrade into the mediums, with more being in the position as well. But he's also kind of moving forward with quite a solid army already. Quite a solid army already prepared with a bit of scouting, so that he sees if his opponent is interested in the front town center in there. And this is definitely potentially a problem for him, for Brickhead, because Age of Titans is just recognizing that this TC is anyone's who's gonna be first there, even though this is his third and not this one at the bottom. So yeah, well, if he wants to claim it, he definitely can be doing that. And considering how his opponent Brickhead is just gonna be right now having the army all across the map and not exactly where he needs it, it's gonna be, well, in the wrong position. In the wrong position, quite certainly, as right now the Cairo Ballista are even gonna be quite a correct unit against all of that, quite obviously, with Age of Titans just having another army coming from the back. Quite nice tactical wall in by Brickhead in there, but he's gonna be, of course, raided on the gold mine. As otherwise he's having what? Only hand axe? Maybe he could be using some pickaxe or some such. Safeguard is being researched, so of course, upgrade the towers and stuff like that, as medium infantry for Age of Titans is gonna be making the Murmilos even way stronger. So I'm really thinking that Mor is having the upper hand against Brickhead here quite a bit, as Brickhead is moving back, and he's gonna be coming only for 2 villages. Is it gonna be all that worth it? I kinda think that it could, but maybe some kind of better combination through bottom against Rodok could be going a long way for him, because the army from Pisco is quite solid. Could be probably getting medium cavalry, exactly. That's gonna be a good one for him, as he doesn't have anything on Toxotai. But otherwise, let's check the economy, as he does have right about now hand axe and pickaxe. And he was actually the one. He was going for shaft mine, but switched it off, right? I'm thinking he was the one going for shaft mine, but apparently he switched it off. So maybe it was just some kind of weird misclick, but yeah, well, I was looking forward to some kind of fun with that. But the front TC for right now, Age of Titans, is gonna be taken, and that is exactly what Brickhead might have been worried about. And with the army already backing it up, it doesn't seem that he should be really getting somehow it back in a kind of easy manner, as the medium cavalry together with all the Ulfsarks is probably gonna be destroying the Murmillo army. So yeah, Mor was just looking forward to get some kind of easy kill of all the Ulfsarks from Brickhead. But unfortunately for him, it was Pisco who was exactly in the correct place, and he's gonna be quite now punishing him very badly, as those horses are quite solid and really good, as Brickhead is gonna be staying at the back, going for the longhouse and maybe even a few towers there, because he did have the safeguard already, and therefore, yeah, that's exactly what you will be expecting, because we have seen it yesterday already in plenty of the games that we have watched and that we have cast and streamed. Alright, so the gold is out. There's luckily plenty of gold for him still left there, and I'm pretty certain there's gonna be another gold mine to the left side, as he's finishing with the second TC just now. But I'm thinking that Pisco should be also going for one. He is, just as we were talking about it, gonna be finishing about that one, and the position is really good for him. But I'm kinda expecting that this is gonna be all about really these waters and controlling the TCs and all of those military buildings, exactly with siege boats from that position. Medium infantry for Rodok. Oh, that's gonna be scary. But he luckily doesn't have the restoration, so it's not gonna be that bad. And you can see that the hoplites are kinda half deadish already. I was just looking if maybe he got another kind of upgrade from Athena in there into the hoplites, but without the army already being present, and of course with plenty of medium toxotime, this is gonna be resulting into the ceasefire. Kinda thinking maybe they could have waited a bit. Maybe you could have waited a bit on some kind of lower amount of hit points. And the reason for that is because you're gonna be having the TC shooting longer, destroying a few more hoplites, and therefore having a bit easier army to manage after you're gonna be rid of the ceasefire then, because the reinforcements are probably not gonna be that strong from the opponent. It's very far away and stuff like that. So that's kind of the reason why you maybe want to be taking a bit more time, because during the ceasefire you don't have to use the soldiers to anything else than just repair. Oh yeah, some kind of idea in that. But anyway, much more importantly, you can see Brickhead is gonna be taking the back TC from him. Back TC from him, and it's gonna be, of course, getting the settlement, and that might be a bit of a fifth. How is it said in English? That's basically Czech saying. I don't right now know how to translate it into English, so I'm just gonna be stopping that line of thinking. But anyway, raiding, well, Mor was just a bit too fast. A bit too impatient, so it's just gonna be receiving a bit of damage, but it was certainly quite a good idea, and he could have completely surprised Brickhead there. So unfortunately, missed timing, and Mor is not gonna be getting any kind of raiding, and obviously this all needs to be going back, because Pisco, with all the Toxotai that are already medium as well, is gonna be having just way too much army here, especially with all the towers that are even gonna be erected right next to the town center. So nicely done, but maybe they're still gonna be having enough attack to go do something else, as oh no, Brickhead is gonna be right now having 4 TCs, and that's gonna have to be quite a solid surprise, especially Mor, who has taken his front. He's gonna be like right now worrying, what the hell is going on? Like, what the hell? How is he getting 4 TCs when I stole his front? And the well, reason is all those Ulfsarks all across the place, and he is losing TCs all across the place, and of course he's gonna be losing even villages. And the Steam Fine is gonna be way too slow to do anything about it, as especially the hero is quite costly. That's a quite costly one right there, as right now the hoplites and everything is right now arriving back, or rather going back, for Rodok, as he will definitely have to defend against his opponent, as this is quite a nice tactical volume from Pisco, and it's probably gonna be quite enough for him to be housed and advance into Heroic Age. Yep, Shaft Mine and Aphrodite. That's gonna be already there. The army probably could be coming somewhere forward and somewhere else. And with the... yeah, that's very good right about now. With, from Japonium, very good pickup. There could be still, of course, the extra good power, and that could be like a pretty much cast there. We'll be dealing damage to all the 3 buildings here, but also what the signals is that we might be looking at the extra advanced ages, extra advances into ages from Age of Titans, and he is probably gonna be heading into the Mythical Age, and he certainly will. You can see having exactly the resources as Aphrodite just hit for Pisco, exactly as you were typing the command there. But anyway, right now with all the... oh, even Aeneas here, and Undermine being cast, that could have been cast slightly better. Unless he casted about there, which would be traveling into the market even. Yeah, well, anyway, that's gonna be already in, and the extra damage to the TC is gonna be certainly helpful, but they need to be getting all the horses on the Cairo Ballista and into the archers. With the TC gone, that's gonna be resulting into Age of Titans probably getting housed. Yeah, he doesn't have all that much of an extra production capabilities. And since he spent the resources on the Mythical Age, he doesn't have the resources right about now to really rebuild all that easily. Yeah, it's gonna be taking him a bit of time, as right now they're gonna be at least standing the situation, but problem is, they don't exactly have the TCs, they have lost right about now, or rather, Brickhead lost this one, because of all the hoplites obviously, and stuff like that from the Zeus, but otherwise, well, the back one is still there, and I would be kinda liking if Brickhead actually used a few more Ulfsarks and kinda reinforced it. Few buildings here and there, maybe a bit of wall in, and a few towers, because this is actually quite important, and a problem that could be very real for the opponent. As here we go, there's gonna be a bit of a Trushing coming forward. It is just so Age of Empires 2. Exactly, build tower behind the tree line and wall it up so that the enemy cannot get into it. I'm really thinking that Brickhead is learning from Age of Empires 2 as well. Of course, the AOC players are learning from the AOM players how to play Age of Mythology. Of course, it's gonna be resulting into Palace, but there is still a bit of an attempt right about now by Brickhead to take the TC so that he has 4, and much more importantly, he has some kind of better access to it. But there is gonna be Brickhead, and right now freezing all the army. Okay, now they're gonna be having a field in day. Because right now this should be all that much of a hard problem right now to get exactly the settlement, finish with it, and they need to move forward as soon as possible, and even try to destroy this TC and stuff like that, because in the meantime, they're having so much time. 40 seconds without the enemy army being there at all. This TC is gonna be definitely toast. The villagers could be probably trying to escape somewhere. Already hide in the corner as exactly the ox cart is for some reason. But anyway, this is done. Tartarian Gate has been cast inside the base right about now of Brickhead. And it looks like... oh, well... seems that it's gonna be working fine. Nice, nice, nice. But the Tartarian Gate is a bit of an issue. And of course the Ulfsarks are already heading back. They could be certainly using at least a few upgrades. But he is still... in only the early heroic age, and you can see that Rodok didn't advance into the heroic age even just now. Just right now getting the Apollo right now lined up for him. Artemis for Pisco, that's gonna be also kinda important, and I'm looking forward how it's going to be used. If it's gonna be used against more, like a Balder, I'm thinking that could be kinda nice idea for him. Or maybe if it's gonna be used somewhere in the middle to basically get rid of all of the military buildings. As this is economical guild. That's a random placement for it, but anyway. He's another one already right next to it. As of course the TC is lost, exactly as we expected, looking at the gold villages. And is he gonna be following forward or not? He will. Yeah, he's gonna be losing all of it. He should have probably escaped altogether. He did have the chance, but right now this is gonna be just a complete and utter massacre. And the back build is gonna be destroyed, whereas the one at the bottom is still present. And you can see still denying the gold. So very nicely done by Brickhead. As in the middle, there's gonna be some kind of just interim for more and Rodok. So right now gonna be waiting for a few more upgrades for Rodok, as he just does have everything medium and waiting for the heroic. So there we are with some kind of heroic upgrade into heavy toxotile already, with copper shields on top of that. So it's gonna be of course quite important, and the fortress is gonna be even more important. But please, the water, you can go from here all the way around and shoot on this TC and all the military buildings. That's something that they need to do, because that's really just asking for it with how the map has spawned. And yeah, whoever is going to be first, then he is probably gonna be having quite a super edge in the game. As in the front TC for Brickhead, he seems to be stabilizing in the situation, getting rid of the market, and of course also fortifying it with a few hill forts, which are apparently going to be built in some kind of plateau. So not exactly hill forts all that much, but with all the Teal army coming back after they have slaughtered all the innocents, not all of them. And it's gonna be some kind of like little story of one villager rebuilding an empire with the ox carts, actually dwarfy. But in the middle, there's an earthquake already coming. The TC shouldn't be really continuing to stand all that much. But much more importantly, there are way too many buildings, and therefore it's gonna be questionable if everything is gonna be destroyed. But much more importantly, the palace is gone, and that's everything that counts, because that's gonna be slowing down more quite immensely, as he doesn't have all that many military buildings altogether. So yeah, he's definitely unprepared for something like this. As of course, we are just gonna be waiting for some kind of extra heroes and maybe upgrades for all the players, because so far it's only copper shields there. For bronze shields already for Pisco, whereas still is having mediums and absolutely nothing in there, as he's probably gonna be waiting for his mythical age. In the meantime, champion archers for Pisco already, as he's in the mythical age with shaft mine for brick and burning pitch for Pisco as well, so that he has a bit more efficiency against buildings and whatever other thingies like that. But in the meantime, you can see Ouch of Titans just so quickly rebuild the palace, but he's down to only one TC, and he's having the really problem even getting this one at the back, as Rodok is getting apparently No, I was just for a moment confused in that. Almost seemed like he was getting a fourth one, but no. Age of Titans is getting the second one in the front as well, but is it gonna be enough? That's the real question, because right now the Chimeras are gonna be joining into the fun. How many is he having on brain? Only 2, but still, he could be having at least a few of those there. He's having 40 favor. That's kinda enough. That's definitely enough. As right now this is gonna be already more resigning because he just doesn't see how he could be fighting against that well upgraded army from his opponent. And Rodok is gonna be following up because, well, with all the radiant right now from Yaros. Okay, so Brickhead was switching into Yaros. That's gonna be already a GG. And a Libertine for the economy at the very end. I'm just gonna be looking at Shaft Mine, Hendax and Plow for more. At 19 minutes, that's certainly not all that much. Because Toxotai are really good. People underestimate Toxotai so often, but they're actually insanely good when you get into some kind of solid number with them. That's kind of the case with many archers, but Toxotai especially, they are really good. And Bowsaw is going to be irrigation with Shaft Mine and of course Winter Harvest for Brickhead. Good economy in there. For the red player, we're going to be looking at what kind of upgrades: Shaft Mine, irrigation and Hendax. And for Rodok, there is some kind of villager there. It's gonna be Shaft Mine with Bowsaw and irrigation. So yeah, Mor was having certainly the least upgrades in there. That was certainly an issue for him, and why he wasn't able to get any kind of upgrades. Because he was playing kinda alright, but problem was he wasn't able to get upgrades there at all. So that's usually a pretty big problem. So let's go into the post game. Get the GG into chat, and of course Matreiuss, that was quite a nice game for him, but I'm kinda disappointed that nobody has gone and nobody went for the dock, because that was just asking for it. The map was really prepared for exactly that kind of play on the town centers, but yeah, well, Matreiuss didn't need it. He was going to win anyway. Quite nice play by Brickhead. You can see the better economy here. So much better actually for them. Both Brickhead and Pisco are having so much better economy than Age of Titans aka Mor and Rodok aka Redo. Well played in that regard. And he didn't get even above 19 civilians more in 20 minutes game? Whoa, what the hell? That's not good. Something went wrong for him there. He probably forgot some upgrades in important times and it just didn't work for him later. Well, like having 19 villages, basically not reaching top limit of villages for Atlantean in 20-minute game. Something just didn't work out. Something certainly did not work out. Because like Atlanteans are having like the easiest time of actually getting there of everybody. Yeah, civilians obviously all the way up. He was plateauing all the way from the heroic age. All the way from heroic age he kinda stopped making villages. Because he was probably trying to get mythic. And his economy probably wasn't exactly going as well as he would have hoped. But he was under attack there quite a bit. So maybe just the aggression from Brickhead, especially from Brickhead, was something that put him out of his game. Could be. Could be the reason for that. Good army from Rodok, but unfortunately not exactly what we win in the game. So GG.